tell me, what drew you to this role in Hellraiser?
Well, I'm very familiar with the franchise. When I was a teenager, I saw all first four movies. I'm a sci-fi fan, and I was looking through my video store in the vicinity of my house to some new science fiction movie to see. It was a lot of stuff coming out on VHS at the time, and this was this Hellraiser 4. I never heard of it, and I took it because it was a science fiction. It's happening up in a space station, and there's pieces of happening in the 18th century and stuff like that. So I'm watching the movie, and I realized this is like number 4 of something. This is not the original movie. And then I get back and I ask the guy, do you have 1, 2, and 3 of this? This is pretty cool shit, pardon my language. And the guy,
No.
yeah, these are awesome, these are amazing. You should see this one and this one, and then my buddy and I, we saw all 3 of them in like 2 days or something. It was a summer period. So when this came across my desk, my manager was like, do you know about Hellraiser? Being from Croatia and stuff. I'm like, dude, do I know about it? I know about it, of course. And then I read the script. The character was insane in real sense of the word. And then I read the final scene, what's happening with him, and I was like, oh my God, this can be really cool. And then I heard David Bruckner is directing, and I was like, I'm familiar with David's work, and I love how he does things, and it was pretty much a no-brainer.
But did it change your thoughts on the Hellraiser franchise after you saw the first 3?
Yeah, I mean, it was completely different. I mean, number four was, it was a space opera time, it was these big movies out. Star Wars was raging. It was Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi time, so everybody was trying to cash in on space a little bit, so Hellraiser was doing the same thing. But when I saw number 1, I mean, it's a completely different beast than number 4,
Yeah.
and number 2 also. So what we did in our Hellraiser, it's kind of a little bit of an homage to number 1. There is no, in today's day and age, you see a remake, when I hear the word remake, or, I have an idea of like tons of CGI and computer animation, and everything looks kind of like grand and fake. So this one, we did like 90% of our tricks were actually proper visual effects and practical stuff that we did on set. It was not much computer generated images. So it was very easy for us to kind of be drawn into that world, because all these Cenobites, this is all prosthetic, this is all real, these are contact lenses, costumes, and proper real chains and sets and everything, so it's really pleasure for an actor lately to come on set and have actually person to play with, not the CGI character or something like that. So it kind of reminds me that it has that spirit of that number 1, the first one, Hellraiser.
Can you talk a little bit about what it was like playing with the Lament configuration box?
It was fascinating to see. Knowing the history, my character starts in the beginning as this kind of powerful guy who looks at everybody from heights, and he sees that kid doing it for him, and then all hell breaks loose. And now you see him second time trying to do the same thing, but from completely different perspective, from perspective of a broken man, of somebody who's been in pain, like abnormal amount of pain for 24/7, and he's still trying to achieve the same thing, and with these configuration melting and molding into something else. It was really fascinating to see. We had all of them practical. You could hold them in your hands, and when they would use the different elements, you could actually crank them and do that with them. So it was really, your mind starts telling you, well, what if this is the real one? So they go, of course, turn a set, camera is there, David is there, you see the lights, and but still your brain is kind of like, I'm not sure about this.
Do you consider Voight to be a worse guy than the Cenobites, like a bigger baddie than the Cenobites?
Well, I mean, we still don't have a exact answer what the Cenobites are. David and I discussed this, but this was very personal between us, just to talk about Voight and what he's trying to achieve and who are these creatures. This is not official position of anybody. This is just two guys kind of have over coffee brainstorming the characters and stuff. And we've been discussing about them being literally explorers from different dimension who are coming into our world to experience things that they cannot experience in their dimension. You know, they completely differently perceive our world, and maybe they're not even that bad. Maybe they don't even know how much effect on us they have. It's beautiful when Priest talks to Voight and she says to him, I misunderstood what you want to achieve. You didn't want that? Oh my God. I mean, she almost apologizes, like, I thought this is exactly what you want. Now, we never clarified, is she serious in that moment or she's being sarcastic? And Jamie played it so beautifully, completely flat, with her beautiful voice, just saying those words. And in a moment, I'm thinking, as Voight, was this really a gift? You know, so it's all kind of like...
Yeah.
You know, I think Voight is bigger bad guy just because he really does that consciously. These creatures, we still don't know who they are and why. I mean, they might as well be aliens from different dimension, you know, from some planet that bunch of people like them live there, you know.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. They're telling me my time's up, but it was great seeing you, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.